But we got a second series that we need to watch, right? And of course, that's going to be between eUnited and Team Queso, one that you were super curious to watch, and we get to see the new map pick of Ritual out the gate.
Excuse me, but we're sandwiched with new maps, if you don't mind me saying. Ritual to start things off on Control, a Fear to finish them off on Execution. And for those of you that don't understand or haven't been able to play these two maps, 1, have you been living under a rock? 2, what's wrong with you? 3, get on your game, put this up on a side screen, and make sure you roll out a spawn on Ritual and a Fear. They're both fantastic maps. I think the weapon swaps we've got on both of them really make the playstyles really tailor to some of these pro teams, really make these interesting, how you're going to pick and choose what battles you want to take. But that Ritual map, if you ain't seen it, it's got a bright sunshine over that island, and it's got some nice and dark and spooky places. You ain't know what they worshiping out there, but you do know that somebody's about to give a blood sacrifice to the moon god. Sometimes you see them altars, you like, I ain't going over there. Nope.
It is a beautiful map, though. It really is a beautiful map, and Afira is incredible to watch execution-wise. Like, I can't wait. Hopefully, we get to map 5. It is going to be hard. Team Queso, you mentioned they stay together, and yes, they do, but I'm kind of curious if staying together was the best option. You know, last week, they kind of put up a lackluster performance, in my opinion. Granted, they did have to play against Rebel, and obviously, Rebel has just been on fire. This week, they'll have to play against eUnited, but when they played against Rebel last week, 300 to 252 on Regency. Tomb was 6-3. Wasn't really that close. You would think 6-3 would be close, but if you were to watch that and go and replay it, Rebel pretty much dominated that fairly well. I think Demon was clutching up just pretty much nonstop. Harbor was 5-3. Again, 3 maps other than Regency that is, about lane prioritization, but also about slaying out. And Rebel just did that pretty well. eUnited's going to be in the same regard, but eUnited also brings more strategic work into the mix. I guess the original question, Colin, Team Queso staying together, beneficial or not? Do you think a change needed to be made?
I think they're such a young team, I say young. By that, I mean not the age of the players or the experience of the players. I mean the amount of time they've been together. They've only been together for basically a split and a half now. I mean, they ain't got much time together. I don't look at them under the same breath as I do Oxygen. I think Oxygen, they went out, they tested the hypothesis, and of course, Rocky, he has to be the mad scientist behind that team because he said something's not clicking, something's not right, something in the chemistry ain't going forward for us. Team Queso, to me, they've still got some time to really figure it out. And they are going to be able to do that because they've got stalwarts. They've got guys that are massively, overwhelmingly talented humans. ReZiK, exclusive, Cristalize. You are not going to find guys that'll roll out a spawn and give you 110% like those boys will. This is going to be interesting. Torpo frags is all you got to worry about. Powerz first to the fight. I mean, he got there lickety split and pulled the snub out, already getting shots onto multiple players from the side of Team Queso. This should be an interesting fight. I love that by TJ. TJ has trust that Powerz will have his back, and he pushed to the front side of that altar. That was just beautiful trust in a teammate. And of course, I mean, how could you not trust the Shinigami himself? Look at him controlling death out here.
Yeah, I said last week that eUnited is going to be on a tear. Yes, they lose to Rebel last week, but you got to remember, like, still, though, these two teams, I mean, pretty much a shoe-in for Pro League. Let's not kid ourselves, right? I mean, we all know eUnited Rebel most likely going to be in that Pro League unless something just absolutely falls apart. But when it comes to this eUnited roster, when they added in Powerz and, of course, Demise into the, or excuse me, TJ and Demise, this roster got better, in my opinion. And I know that's hard to say. You lose 2 veterans. But let's not kid ourselves. The eUnited was not playing up to standard where we expected them to be. So this is a fresh start, especially being led by Kenny. They're going to be just fine. Encouraging, though, to see Team Queso fighting back. They're fighting for scrap time. Now, last time we had a chance to cast over this, it was during E-Days, Colin. And one thing that at least I noticed when casting over Ritual was the fact that this is an incredibly punishing map that teams were losing 50, 100, 150-point deficits.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where even though there's a lot of cover for you to be able to take, there's a lot of spots that you can try to maneuver around the map. The way that these spawns work, the way you can lock people out, make them run back across the map, it's very reminiscent of a training grounds. It's reminiscent of those big maps like Speyer. They're not quite as big, and there are some little nooks and crannies you can find yourself inside of to try to challenge. But this map, to me, almost more than any other, can be controlled by spawn lock, by spawn location. Demise, you saw him push all the way in. to make sure nobody else was there in that close spawn because they're trying to flip. They're trying to get that close spawn for themselves. Powerz tries to roll up, but with 2 dead, they should get... No, they're going to get locked out. Look at that. All the way across the map, Demise had to spawn out. Great job by Team Queso. The extra couple of kills actually solidifies the close spawn for them. They should be able to really amount a decent lead here on this hill.
It's a punishing map. It really is. Much like Speyer, you can even maybe akin it to a training grounds, right? Whenever it was in a rotation, when it came to control. Just like that, eUnited, they spawned way across the map. They've got time to challenge once again for, I shouldn't say scrap time, 35 seconds is a respectable amount of time, but if they fail this push, well, they're going to be in even more trouble, you have to assume. It is going to be a 4v4. Encouraging, though, for eUnited. Powerz does get the fresh torque bow, and the torque bow on this map is great. There are tons of angles you can utilize to get those cross-map snipes with it, but that secondary fight looks to be going to the way of Kenny. I thought it was going to be Team Queso, but Kenny edges out the final player of exclusive. They get the scrap time. Now you got to focus on next. You can see on the minimap, everybody's starting to rotate top left. It's going to be, once again, another battle.
Great little pick there by Powerz on the Sleeafer. ReZiK down now in the 2v1. 2 more players from Queso here in the front side, right there at that altar. And I like that. Kenny came the backside of the map, which helps pretty much ensure they get the close respawn on this next hill. It's going to be a 4v4 team fight. First torque bow gets missed by Powerz. Now they're going to push in. Smokes out, flashes out. See, they're just trying to waste their time, waste some energy, because what they're trying to do is get those bolts to be thrown out by Powerz. If he's got a power weapon, he can make life that much harder on you. So they got him to waste a couple there, which is a good call by me. They end up dropping a player, though, and Taylor, they're going to have to go back to the drawing board, try yet again. And that lead will swap here in the next few seconds.
Man, got a competitive game here, Colin. You love to see it. 57-54. Obviously, eUnited's going to get a little bit more of a lead. Cristalize looking to push in with his teammates. I love that angle from Demise. You can see him on the opposite end, and that's the thing about this map. When it comes to Ritual, there's a lot of angles. If you can lock them in, you're going to do a great job. Unfortunately, though, as I'm hyping it up, Team Queso does a wonderful job getting the break. But the point stands, right? There's a lot of angles here that I think teams are going to have to really master overall as a whole. Yeah, I am curious, though. You know, Team Queso, they come out the gate picking this map, which we are going to see certain teams, you know, prioritize these new maps to kind of get a leg up on the competition. They seem practiced on it. You got to give them credit for it. They lose that lead, they take it right back.
The best part of it, too, to me, is the fact that they just took it back and then stepped back. They went back to the backside of those covers. They built some space between them and eUnited. That's what you have to do. There's a lot of times a team, they'll win that secondary fight. They push right back into a team that's very talented like eUnited, and then they lose the next shotgun fight. Right there, to me, Queso did the smart thing. They played back. They rolled back. They put the distance between them. Kenny New Torque catches the misroll there by ReZiK, so that's another kill. But it's going to be evened up in the middle. Look at that right there. The kill in the middle of the map evens things up momentarily. TJ has to hit that shot. He's got to be able to help get Sleeper down, because now Kenny, he's stuck in a 3v1. He might as well just go back to spawn and wait for his teammates to come back.
Yeah, without question. I mean, you have to make a concise push with your teammates. Wait it out, then go for that push. Kenny's going to be instrumental. One more torque in his hand, but you notice it's a 4v4. Look at player 2, though. TJ trying to get sneaky, go on the flank. Cristalize is going to catch him out. Unfortunately, eUnited will lose a player. Sleeper gets a great connection onto Demise with the nade. That's 2 out of the way. TJ's been picked off by Cristalize on that flank, and that push 100% dead and dusted. You do have a player on the outskirts. It's going to be Powerz, but I mean, he's pushing into a 1v2. I know he can do it, but great angles from Exclusive. Good teamwork overall with Sleefer and Exclusive. That's going to be another hold. Team Queso starting to run away with the lead.
Team Queso must have heard you in the pregame, and they're saying lackluster what? Lackluster who? Not me.
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay. Too. I love that they came out and beat Gamey. Beat Gamey out here tonight.
Show me up, Colin. Prove me wrong.
Once again, Sleeper there tries his best to get at least a kill by just playing the back foot, lancering out, and trying to get that down and then clean it up. That next hill in this back cubby corner, it's the exact mirror hill, the opposite side of the map. TJ's playing the back cubby. He's going to hold that corner, try to get a kill. Kenny will help him out by getting one, but Kenny's full red as well. Demise, beautiful rotation in. And I think what we need to be able to see, one of the things that I think we need to be able to see is if whether or not Sleeper can get any picks. I think he's going to keep trying to use that splash damage to force people down the steps, but there's a pick. I mean, I opened my mouth way too soon and had to put my foot in it. Sleeper said, don't worry, I'll get you one, baby. I'll put one up on the scoreboard.
Oh my lord, they're playing so well. Literally, well, I can't even say night and day from last week. Again, I don't know how good Rebel really is. I only saw 2 series yesterday. I did have a chance to peek in on how they were playing yesterday, but I mean, come on. You expect them to make it here into semifinals, but Rebel, it might be in a league of their own depending on how Team Queso ends up playing against eUnited. You just simply never know. TJ will pick up the frags. eUnited just on the outskirts. They're finally going for the push. Demise will flash out from the backside, instantly counter. Cristalize takes one down. Kenny gets hit with the brick, but he will at least get the trade, and now it's going to be a 1v, but now he's weak, and at this point, Sleefer knows I need to make this push. Kenny does spacing it out. Wonderful job. eUnited clawing back, but a lot of work needed to be done, and Kenny's stepping it up. It is simply not enough. The remaining 20 seconds will be contested, but now you got to start focusing on next, especially if you're eUnited.
I don't know about that. I mean, 20 more seconds gets them up over 200. They're not going to get there. They're going to get to 190 or so if they stay the whole way and bleed it out, but they're not going to. Powerz, he's going to pull out his shotgun, try to hold that cubby corner, try to hold that pillar. Good shot there. Gets a full spread, but nobody had any damage done, so he didn't get any kills. He didn't get any downs either. Sleeper full red. Somebody's got to be able to hit him, but look at this right now. The same thing that used to cause eUnited headaches and map losses is coming back to haunt them. They're not able to clean up these kills. They're relying on somebody to pop off, get 1 or 2 here, get 1 or 2 there. The 80 points that eUnited has, to me, are on the hard work and the back-breaking labor of a guy like Powerz, and then later on when it was TJ getting a double kill of his own to solidify an early rotation to a hill. It's really worrying, especially going forward. They need to get a little bit better at finding these kills. Ooh. TJ gets snuck right there by Cristalize. Now Cristalize goes for the wrap, and he gets the kill onto Kenny. Torque right back over to Queso.
Yeah, I was about to point out, eUnited committed 2 players up top. Cristalize did exactly what he needed to do. He hid in the shadows. He waited for his opportunity to pounce. He gets the first pick, brings it to a 1v, instantly pounces on the second, and secures the torque bow. That is going to hurt eUnited, Colin. They needed that torque. Honestly, they need a lot at this point. The torque bow would have just been one of those pieces. TJ tagged up. Regardless, though, he's out of play. Meanwhile, in the hill, wonderful job. Cristalize, though, will get a bit antsy and shoot Sleefer, but doubles back, takes down TJ. The hill still in control of Team Queso. I hate to say it, I think this map is pretty much done with.
Oh man, I'm hurt.
I mean, it seems to be well on its way there. It's one thing. You talked about it earlier. Teams like to try to get a leg up by playing these new maps a little bit more more aggressively early on to try to get a leg up on teams. That might be, what Queso needed. It might be exactly what the doctor ordered.
Sure.
They are playing as the Swarm side, so it's their map pick. You know that they wanted Ritual on this, so they're going to get a chance to play it. Another pick, especially onto Powerz. That's I don't want to say nobody's singing, but they're definitely humming in the back room right now. I can hear them in the dressing room humming.
This map is pretty severe from what I can see, and that's just going back from the map testing that we ended up had a chance to do, and that was with Torquebow as well as Nades too, Collins. And like I said, teams were losing by drastic amounts. 83 to around 300 now at this point is a pretty drastic amount. And eUnited's got one more attempt at this hill, but one more good hold from Team Queso, and it is wrapped up in GG. 6 points away. Power. TJ does get in, but not for long. ReZiK hits a nice nade on the hill. 3 points away. Now ReZiK takes down one. Last one in the hill. Demise. He's angled out. Wrap it up. GG. 300 to 83. Team Queso will take a 1-0 lead in the series.
Without a doubt, 1-1 on the opposite side. Going back over to eUnited and Team Queso. They're on execution. They're on checkout map number 2. Let's get right back into the action, though. Sleefer takes the middle lane, using the flames to get a little angle there. A cheeky angle on the Powerz, getting the down. Quick revive comes out, though. Double bounce in the back A will get one. Double bounce in, trying to get a second for Powerz. He won't be able to get either. 2v3 on the map right now, but the revives, once again, just too much to handle. My goodness gracious.
2-1, Colin. They got the lead, man. Team Queso's got the lead. Team Cheese bringing out that craft. I don't know. Is that the best? I don't know, man. I haven't bought mac and cheese in a while. Is it craft?
I mean, the way the Team Queso's playing right now, they like a good Gouda. They like a Gouda. They good. They
mac and cheese. Five cheese mac and cheese.
Yo, if you're gonna talk about mac and cheese, we gotta get Blaze Achi up in here. That man probably got the recipe for you. She ain't never heard. Make you want to smack your mama taste so good, all right? That's the problem.
Man, hey, Blaze cooking it up, man. Chef Blaze out there. Hey, TJ knocks Cristalize down. He's back, but he gets the instance. That was his main objective. And now you got Team Queso stacked in a nice little line, potentially for TJ to light him up to a crisp. Powerz will pick up that snipe instantly, uses it on exclusive. He's gone, done and dusted. Powerz back into fight, though. Team Queso down another member. That's Sleeper. Things are looking a bit dark for these boys, unless Cristalize has something to say about it. Takes down one. Hey, another trade is in, but Cristalize by himself. It's over with, but hell of a fight from Cristalize, calling down there on the bottom checkout, but it was just a bit too much, though. Man, exclusive hitting that snipe, or excuse me, not exclusive hitting the snipe. It was Demise in that snipe. Hey, that was it.
I mean, without the trades coming through again, how scary is that eUnited had power weapon control both on Ensigns and Snipe? Still almost gave up a couple of kills, especially when Powerz was down for, I would say, a little bit longer than anybody would have liked to see him to on that squad, right before they got the pick on him. Smokes out early by everybody. They're trying to really cover up the sight lines. eUnited pushes straight through. They buy TJ time to get the Ensigns off top, and Powerz gets the kill there onto Sleeper, which really should open things up. ReZiK all by his lonesome. He's going to try to rotate back. I don't know if they got the mark on him. He pulls the snub. Thought he could hit a couple of shots, maybe roll up on Demise and get the down, but that don't, no. Didn't work out. Didn't work out the way he thought.
He thought he was going to roll up, though. I thought he was going to roll up, and he was eating some shots. Like he shoot marshmallows at him, and he was just eating them up, making s'mores, but I guess he didn't complete the sandwich. Oh, well, it is what it is. eUnited 2 rounds in a row, Colin, and they got the lead, right? It's 3-2 at this point. Team Queso looking for an answer back. TJ has been phenomenal on that platform fight. And Team Queso, someone needs to keep that in mind and shut him down. Usually it's Cristalize, but TJ gets out. He's starting to feel a lot more confident in his gameplay, at least in this matchup against Team Queso, and instantly throws out an instant. Ooh, I thought it was gonna. Oh, Sleefer still answers back. Team Queso doing a wonderful job reacting, and things falling apart for eUnited. And there it is. We're tied up 3-3. What broke down there, Colin? Because I'm looking at Sleefer. He gets isolated, but then all of a sudden, Team Queso gets the trades.
They had to go 4-4. They had to go 4-3 up on that side, and they had to push their advantage. When they threw the incendiary, they threw it on the lane. They didn't throw it backside to stop the exit angle. And once I believe, I'm trying to remember who it was that stepped up and went to the far right angle. They needed to just mark him out. You have got to get shots on him. You've got to get that player down. They left him alive. Kenny went for a kind of a desperation up A there as he slid across the back of those checkout lanes. And that's what comes back to haunt him. Powerz is down now in the middle. They get the mark on him again. eUnited, they keep putting a lot of eggs in the same basket. And unless you're going to start cracking some of them eggs like they were skulls, you're going to have to keep paying for it. ReZiK on the flank gets the meat shield. Kenny presses out to the meat shield. Double bounce in, misses the third. Now has to worry about his life. He's got one teammate around him. They get the down. The quick revive, though. Shot up the top. Gets the down. The second shot comes through. eUnited, they're going to take the lead right on back. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, baby. That is well with on the back. I mean, my man... Look, somebody dial up Letnick. Kenny's going to need his shoulders rubbed. That round was heavy on his shoulders, okay? That round was heavy.
I do got to ask you, though, I mean, how much weight is on Kenny's shoulders now, Colin? I mean, Powerz is there, too, but Kenny, I think, has more weight on his shoulders now to be that vocal leader for this team where Explosive once was.
Well, you know, I'll get to that in between maps. That's a long story, baby, and it ain't going to happen right here between these rounds.
But don't forget it.
I won't forget it. Don't worry. I'll bring you back to it. Demise is full red. They got the mark on him, which is big time, because look at the way he's now trapped away from his teammates. Incendiary's out. Everybody kind of has to fly over there, try to protect him. Now 2 down. Kenny all by himself. Up A's the corner, trying to get one. Turns, tries to burn on ReZiK. TJ, he had a whole world in front of him to shoot at, but did not get any of the downs, didn't get enough help from his teammates to be able to pick any of those players off. And there it is right back again. Queso ties it up in round 8. 3 rounds to go here. First team to win 2 of them 3 rounds that we got left in this thing will come away with a map 2 victory. And right now, I think Queso, they just look hungrier. They look like they want this thing.
I think so. I really do. This would be a big statement. Again, last week, finished off in semifinals. They got 3-0'd, Colin. Team Queso, they want to make grand finals and prove that it was the right decision for Team Queso to back up this roster again and, support the four-man roster, not making a change. Sometimes, it's a bit risky, but, sometimes also you age like fine wine. Cristalize a great, Sleeper getting the two-piece. Powerz and TJ gone. The third will fall. And I hate to say it if you're an eUnited fan, but if you Team Queso, you're loving it. Team Queso on map point.
Ken, just a beautiful job. Queso, their wolf pack, their ability to pick targets out and focus those targets has been unbelievable thus far in this matchup. And you see it, look, take a look at the stat line real quick. Bring up that scoreboard. I want people to understand, exclusive, normally one of the best slayers on the planet, only got 2 kills, but he got 9 assists. ReZiK, 7 assists. You see Sleeper and Cristalize, they're getting to play a little bit loose. They got 10 and 9 kills respectively. That is a thing that is beautiful. Sleeper got immediately wiped away, though, by TJ. I mean, Cristalize, that's a great answer. That's a great answer by Cristalize.
Wonderful answer. But now Team Queso's got to come together. But it seems as if it's all gas, no brakes. Kenny, though, in a spot that he's been in before, looking to clutch up in the moment. And my goodness, you can't stop him. But still, it's not over with. Kenny's down, and Powerz is by himself. 1v2. One has a meat shield. The other, he's closing in the gap. But Powerz cleans him up. And now all that's left is the meat shield. It's a 1v1.
You gotta love that camera angle. The way Powerz came straight down that dude's camera, like right up in his grill with that thrash ball drone, like, hey brother, how you doing, man? I'm about to hit you with this backhand. And he was like, wait, what? Oh no, oh no. Don't get so close to me. You got some stanky hot breath here, Mr. Swarm Drone.
No one likes that either, man. But hey, stank breath or not, Powerz, I don't care if he gets this clutch. That's going to be amazing, quite honestly. And ReZik's got to be sweating bullets. He was just in a 1v2. Now it's a 1v1. And you said it, though. Team Queso's hungry. Quite honestly, this is the round to determine who... Well, naturally, if Team Queso gets it right, I mean, they win. But if eUnited wins this round, I am convinced they are going to go into that 11th round and take the victory. You got electronics, though, and ReZiK, he's hightailing it. He's on the move. Powerz quickly on his heels, trying to Lancer him and get that down to ReZiK, though. He gets away. He's fine. He's recovering. Powerz closing the gap. At this point, it's anybody's ballgame still.
ReZiK with the first move to the hill. He's gonna buy himself some time. He's gonna Lancer Powerz up. Powerz is one shot now. There's not a thing that he can do except try to stay alive and just keep trying to break this hill at the last second. 1 second to go, and there it is. There's the wrap. ReZiK outthought you. Right there, that round boils down to ReZiK saying, Powerz, I know you're great. I know you're a fantastic 1v player. Do you know what I am? And Powerz probably said, what's that, man? You on my left hand? You on my left hand? And ReZiK looked him dead in the face and said, I'm smarter than you, brother.
But seriously, though, the cojones that ReZiK had to go into that open space with just getting... I mean, he had to have been down to 2% health at that point, but he manages to get away into cover. That was a bold move.
Think about it like this. In basketball, you use the baseline as an extra defender. In football, you use the sideline as a cornerback as an extra defender. If you are a pitcher, you use that low and inside pitch as your setup pitch. You use that corner in somebody's knees. They're afraid of getting hit in the knees. You use that as an extra kind of pitch to throw at them, baby. You got so many options. And ReZiK just said, guess what? The hill's my new defender. If I get out ahead of you and I get to that hill first, you've got to come at me. You've got to try to hop a cover, up A one more second. You find a way to take a fight. And this is what I'm saying. Look at the way that he has to stay out because he's one shot. He has to stay out of the hill. He used it as an extra defender. It was 2v1. He made it back into a 2v1.
And Powerz is in that 2%. By the way, when he was running away, ReZiK was running away, and Powerz was lancering him. ReZiK got all the way down to 16%. A couple more pellets, he's gone. He's done and dusted. Yeah. But, these pros, they understand these little movements. And on top of that, too, like, it's just the micromanaging of damage. I don't know. It's beautiful. It really is. Good job from Team Queso. First and foremost, winning on checkout against eUnited isn't easy. Granted, this is a new roster, okay? So we don't know the capabilities. We don't know where their skill ceiling is going to be. But checkout is a map that, quite honestly, I would expect eUnited to win. But Team Queso, you said it best. They're hungry. They're up 2-0 in the series. We could definitely see a 3-0 from Team Queso coming out.
We could very well see that 3-0, but We won't know until we get back from a quick commercial break, baby.
eUnited and Team Queso, a much different story, Colin. Team Queso is up 2-0 in the series. They've won on Ritual. They won Checkout. But now they're on to the bread and butter of what eUnited is good at. And from what I'm hearing, it's currently 2-2 on Fastcar, but eUnited is looking like they're trying to lock in a domination. It's up to player 5 to keep the round alive.
TJ hits that first L trigger over the top, tries to go for the up A around the corner to get the kill. Now Sleeper down. Demise will pick up the meat shield. One other player coming in. That's going to be exclusive. First one of the fight. A lot of snub fire out. Double bounce by Demise, continuing to try to add damage to the fight. Won't be able to get any of those kills, but he'll finally go down. That's going to be 3 players, now 4 players alive. 4K, so Kenny waiting in the wings. Oh. It's just, my man Kenny's like, he doesn't have any idea I'm here. It's rabbit season. I'm going over hell. Don't worry, I'll be back.
Yeah, Kenny's going to be a big impact player right here. Yeah, Cristalize, no idea. Lancer, down. Down.
On the flank. OTF, shot out one time.
And Kenny wants more. Kenny wants more. Kenny's been... Actually, you never answered my question. I don't know if it's time for it just yet, but Team Queso is fighting back. They do have the win condition, but United's going to take it right back into their hands. Team Queso once again going to have to make a decent play to try and come back into this round. We are in a second half, however, though, so things are going to be fun. I'm sad we missed the first half with it being tied up 2-2. It would have been nice to kind of see how the players were playing it out, but regardless, though, it is what it is. TJ doubles back, Boltok in hand, and Powerz with the sideline will take down Cristalize. And Team Queso looking to go for the 2-1 hill advantage, but it's going to be short-lived.
We're going to start decapping E. ReZiK will be by himself over at F, though, and it's still close enough that there's a chance that you can kind of come back into this fight. Once again, Kenny waiting in the wings will get another kill here and be able to pincer out ReZiK. Big shot there by Kenny with a headshot. Gets the kill. F Hill stays decapped, which is really all they need. It still continues to buy time for eUnited around the map. And with that retake on F, this should be 3-2 here momentarily. It should be just about time for them to be able to get that finishing touch, less than 10 seconds. There's the shock out. Doesn't matter what they do in this instance. It's all going to be over with, but the crying in the next 5 to 6 seconds.
Yep, going to be over with indeed. I'm looking at the map. It is over with. eUnited up 3-2. Well done from them. And we'll get a chance to kind of scope out the landscape, see what's there. I assume Boltox. I think we had shocks, maybe incense. We'll find out. I'm curious if anybody decides to put a power weapon down on tank, or actually helicopter saw a lot of snipes up top in our last week number 1 of the Pro League qualifiers, but maybe it's just not time for that just yet. But Team Queso does have a rival spawn, so placing something on tank, going for the quick pick is something that could be in their wheelhouse, but they look as if they want the retro. Fair play, nothing wrong with that. We're tied up with the shock and the retro. Let's get into our next round.
It's gonna be totally awesome.
I think the other reason I would have liked to see the first half is to see how these teams have been playing out most of these initials. I know we pretty much have a standardized Yo, my man Powerz was 17-7-7, and Kenny up there with 11-9, 8 assists. Kenny with the retro is a very interesting play to me. He basically picks up right where Explosive left off. He's playing the same position that Explosive did. And his job is to call out, basically see these marks, try to get shots onto these players, and allow for the easy downs, those L triggers to really hit true. And now with a 90-degree angle out, Sleeper's going to go down. They're going to try to double down on him again. Won't be able to get the second one, but there's the third down and out. 2 players left alive. Looks like Cristalize will try to fly out to the middle of the map. Oh, give him the retro charge. Retro charge.
Ooh.
Oh, 2v1 on the Powerz. Powerz gets one. One more, Taylor.
This is huge.
One more, Taylor.
This is huge.
Don't hit him
Oh,
with the
no, he's not.
back
Oh, whoa, what was that fake out? Yo, did you see that?
My man hit him with the head
Powerz is
fake.
nasty.
Hit him with the head fake. Oh, my God, Kenny.
Powerz with that head fake was great. I'm telling you, he like paused, stopped in place, and then doubled back and took him down. I thought Powerz was going to get chunked there. I thought Powerz' controller disconnected, but no, he just literally faked me out. That was great.
He hit you, me, and everybody else with the you thought.
I thought he was dead. I'm not going to lie. That's wild, man. He's just so good. I'm loving tonight. Tonight has been incredibly entertaining. Some great plays. Those first couple of maps were a bit choppy for eUnited, but regardless, though, it's Team Case has been playing well. Rebels been playing well. Oxygen, eUnited, like everybody, I think tonight has just been kind of pulling up and having some incredible moments. eUnited puts themselves at map point. They need this map to stay alive, or else Team Queso would win the series 3-0. But hey, whenever it does come to Team Queso and Escalation, this is probably one of their most weak, or one of their weakest game modes. So no surprise, eUnited is doing a great job here. Plus are on Vaskar. I know they made roster changes, but TJ always played this map very, very well. So I still expect eUnited to play Vaskar well, even moving forward from Pro League qualifiers into Pro League potentially. But regardless though, 4-2 Demise in a 1v2, he's down.
I like early getting onto that hill by Team Queso. They force out some of the utility grenades by eUnited. They force out some of the utility usage. Powerz goes down. Kenny kind of has to survive here. This is a not a must win, but a must survive for him as long as possible. Cristalize now has to worry about TJ. TJ still playing around this E hill. He's going to come back toward that vending machine, gets the first shot on, goes to the roadie strafe, gets yet another little touch. Demise will go down in the hill. This should be 4-3 here momentarily. And that kill on Powerz will all but sew this up, I think. Kenny's going to be all by himself. He's going to throw the flash, try his best to go for an up A, but, I mean, you come out in the middle of 3 different Nashers, and that is bad news bears.
All right, 4-3, Colin. Team Queso, they want to end this in a 3-0. They know what happens when you give eUnited an inch, right? They take 10 miles, right? They'll just come back. And it's funny because Escalation, since we added in control and execution, Escalation's always been that swing game mode. It's funny because it's, you know, obviously it's only played once, but I swear to you, a team gains so much momentum when they win Escalation and then move into the next control and then ultimately execution. Looks like both disables are going to be used this round. We'll just have ensigns on the map for utility. eUnited goes back up to checkpoint spawn, which they have been winning, so this might be good for them, but a round 9 could also be looming around the corner. Just depends on how hungry Team Queso is right here, right now.
Now Team Queso, they don't have that strong side, and it looks like actually eUnited's going to go with the opposite strategy, whereas right there, Queso pushed up onto E Hill trying to get the utility usage out from eUnited early. eUnited's just going to try to take a straight 1v2. Big shots by Powerz, and now Powerz going to try to play back, but exclusive, I mean, that's a big win to start this round off. Now Kenny has to play his life yet again. He's here with a teammate, but he's stuck between a rock and a hard place. Beautiful roadie straight miss roll, still alive. It's another big break, and the melee gets the kill after the down by Demise. 2 big kills, and that's on the back of Kenny. Yet again, the man might as well be made out of magnesium phosphate because he's shining bright, baby. He's blinding him. He's so good.
Kenny reaches a point, especially in Escalation, and you can even see it in that that checkout execution at certain points in times where he's just like, I'm not going to lose the movement. Phenomenal stuff. Finally gets taken down, but he's not out. Demise is going to get the pickup, and it's still a 1v2 for F. That's a misroll. You're getting punished. Demise says, Sleeafer, get out of here. You're done with. Donzo ReZiK on the outside looking in. Not much he can do there. eUnited's going in for a domination. You got to get a touch now, boys, and they barely do it.
They get into the hill. They're going to be able to get this decap, and they get it down onto Kenny. Unsure if that is a miscommunication, as Demise, to me, runs away, leaves Kenny all by himself. And that cleanup could come back to cost him. TJ waiting in the wings, 2 big shots yet again. Sleeafer goes for the up A. He gets taken down. Good kill there. But that keeps the 2-1 hill advantage in favor of eUnited. ReZiK, he's going to try to do the same thing that's happened to a couple of his teammates. Waiting in the wings, waiting to play this back A game. Kenny, though, gets the first one, continuing to shoulder shift. Now he gets another one there to go onto ReZiK and gets the down with the second one. What a beautiful job thus far in this matchup.
Yeah, great job indeed. eUnited look as if they're going to hold on, close this out 5-3, and send us to a map 4, which would be Regency control. Be a ton of fun to watch. Exclusive. Picking up one, the second one in the corner, though, in the shadows going to be Powerz. Powerz will capitalize, get the cleanup. That is big. Stopping that momentum over towards D was huge. Sleeafer, though, will slip through the cracks. So at this point, players 6 and 7, they know they have to continue going forward. At this point, 2-1 hill advantage, not going to be enough to cut it. You got to get the decap on D.
ReZiK, he's going to pull up into the tank. They know that he's there. They get the good Lancer mark onto him. I love what TJ's done. TJ's basically trying to set up Powerz for one shots. He's trying to give Powerz the ability to get one kill, one shot, one kill every single time. The incendiary, it's basically the last line of defense. They're going to hold this like it was Helm's Deep, and with that second shot there, they're going to be able to continue to just hold court over D for a few more seconds. They got to hold it until 3, and they'll guarantee the victory. That is all you can see. eUnited win 5-3.
Well done, 5-3. Like we said, when it comes, or like I said, excuse me, when it comes to Fastcar, I got a lot of faith in eUnited. Clearly, that's going to ring true today. They'll keep the series alive. Kenny, you cannot understate how well he just played that map. 18, 12, and 11. Incredible job. 23k damage. MVP for a reason.
And it looks like right now, eUnited might have just taken the lead.
Yep, they definitely do. By a little bit, but still a lead nonetheless. Kenny will have that M-bar. Don't know how many, well, enough shots at least to put ReZiK in the grave and put him back to the respawn screen. Well done from him. Bit of a retake potential here from Team Queso. Got a shock on the left. That's going to pin Kenny where he's at. But Powerz at the forefront. Powerz will drop. Kenny's there for the cleanup. And I'm loving, again, the teamwork is great. Kenny has been popping off tonight, Colin. He is really right now the backbone, if you will, of eUnited. We know that obviously when Explosive ended up leaving the roster, Kenny's the one who has to step it up, right? As that dominant vocal leader, and he's definitely doing so. And his gameplay's been incredible. Honestly, some of the most best gameplay I've seen in some time.
Look, I don't want to get this twisted. Kenny has been the backbone of every team he's probably ever been on, dating back to Gears 2. When he's been able to pop off, when he's been able to be that next level, that X factor, that team always outperformed what anybody probably expect them to do. And it's just continuing the trend right here, right now with eUnited. He has to step up, be that guy in every situation possible. Don't worry, he's got you back like a butt crack. Shout out one time, Dizzy Wallins.
I've never heard you say that. I like it, though. I'm sure I'm going to be hearing that a lot more now. But Kenny, once again, going to work. Exclusive down. That's 3 out of the way for Team Queso. We joined with eUnited having a bit of a lead. Now they're starting to take this map away as Team Queso mounting up for potentially one more push, or maybe not. It seems as if they're going to spread themselves a bit thin and maybe focus on next, Colin. And that's going to give eUnited several points. But no, here comes that final push. Team Queso is, in fact, going to go for it once again. Nice nade to pick up, or excuse me, terrible nade to pick up Exclusive. ReZiK, that will pick up Kenny in mid. And Team Queso gets the break. But eUnited, they accumulated quite a bit. They're up 144 to 103. And eUnited's already prioritizing the next hill.
And I like what eUnited's doing. They're setting up right now 4 deep over here. They're going to start trying to spread out just to try to find the numbers and Lancer players out. You can see the big fight breaking out here to the backside of this spawn where you basically run out of spawn position. ReZiK goes down, but the quick little suicide there will clean Kenny up at least and buy a little bit of time for his teammates to get back into the next fight. 2 players from Team Queso now. Right there on where the hill will be. I'm sorry. I'm ungodly distracted by Powerz' gamer picture.
Why is that?
He normally has slicked back hair, and now he's got a little bit of a fro. My man's got a little bit of a fro right here. My man looks like Dell right now. Delmont Walker from the game, from Gears 5. That's what we were going for. Okay.
Hey, new look, man. New look, new me, new. I don't know.
New
but
you,
hey,
new you.
Hey, Powerz, well, maybe that's why he's been popping off. Look, I said it. When it comes to escalation, that is the turning point a lot of times in these series. eUnited playing much better than we were seeing before. They're tearing up the competition. They really are. They're angry. They want to be in grand finals once again. That's a 4-man wipe on the side of Team Queso. Nobody lost from eUnited.
See eUnited just trying to hold on to what's left of that hill. 5 seconds to go on those nades. Kenny will pick up the M-bar, and the nades will spawn up here momentarily. Which will be another big little push for them going forward. They just have to make sure that they continue to control those power weapons, control the rotations, and they will come away with an easy victory, an easy little dub here in this map number 4. Lancer fire out from ReZiK. He realizes the 2 are in front of him. Playing toward that middle map portion, trying to get up those stairs into that next hill. But I think Kenny has to find a pick. They have to find a way to push these players off of their spot to allow Kenny to get a big body shot with that M-bar. Try to get that easy first pick. Here comes ReZiK. Over the top, misses the first shot. I'm sure we're going to see chat say drop Kenny after missing 1 M-bar shot. You know how things go. It's fine. We'll deal with it when it happens.
I think they're saying drop Sleeafer. I think at this point, that's kind of where chat's hung up on.
That's fine. All right.
I'm seeing.
You know what? He's missed 2 M-bar shots now. There's no way we don't see it. Guaranteed to see it once now. He's missed 2 shots. Get him out of here.
Hey, chat's wild sometimes, Colin. We know this. There's the M-bar. 2 more shots remain. There it is. He's good. Chat, he's redeemed himself to chat. That's 3 out of the way, by the way. eUnited, 2 big team fights in a row. They've been ringing true. They've been winning them. Well done from them. eUnited, I don't know. Something turned around whenever they played Vascar. They ended up winning that. And now they don't want to lose. Quite simply, they just simply do not want to lose. And honestly, I'm okay with it because we have a Fear coming up next. And that'll be the first time we get to see a Fear played competitively.
I do want to see that map 5. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about the way this is going right now. I'm not saying that I want to see Team Queso lose. I'm just saying I want to see a Fear, all right? That's a big difference. That's a big difference. Nobody bring up the fact that it means that eUnited's winning when I say that I want to see a map 5. Nobody
you can't
bring
win,
that
Colin.
up.
Stop. You can't just hey, 10 toes down, baby. You can't win. Okay? just say it as it is and just stick it, you know? By the way, we're already back to the original rotation and eUnited's at 242. That just comes to show you how well they've been doing. Usually by this point,
Demise needs one.
yeah,
Okay.
This is huge.
That kill and then Demise having to chase out when that player realized that they were going to get pinched in a few moments. Just too good, too well done by eUnited. But hey, real quick, Taylor, remind me, when I say that eUnited's struggling, it's because they can't clean up kills. And what does it look like they've done for the past 2 maps? I'm just curious.
Clean up every single kill.
Okay, I couldn't remember, and I figured I'd ask you because you've been watching the same thing I have.
Yeah, cleaned up every single kill. They're fighting for each other too. It really is a sight to see, quite honestly. And the reason why I said that's Kenny from the back takes
he hit
down one.
They're gonna say no. They're gonna say never mind. Don't drop him. Fine.
Well, he's gonna go. I like this rotation from him though. He understands that hill, 33 seconds remaining. I can get more value by trying to lock in spawns. I don't think he was expecting this much pressure though. My goodness. Team Queso was ready for it. TJ, though, was backing him up. I'm very surprised at how intense both teams are fighting for this next. It makes sense, though, from Team Queso's perspective. We look at the overall leaderboard. My goodness, Powerz, 18 eliminations for himself, 12K damage, leading the charge.
Well, see, one of the things you got to remember is while that Rose Garden hill is up, any kill you get forces like a respawn for that Rose Garden hill. They won't spawn on that hill directly. They'll either spawn top left or top middle, basically. Or bottom left, top left, excuse me. They'll continue to spawn for that Rose Garden based on where your player personnel is. So that's why Kenny and the rest of the boys from eUnited fight up toward this hill, because any kills up here will force that respawn way across the map and buy them a few extra seconds to get completely set up before this hill starts. Big nade by TJ gets that first kill. Now Kenny has to worry about the player over the top of the window, but he gets a revive first onto Demise. Now ReZiK trying to get shots over the top. Big blind fire gets one. The second shot comes through. Demise goes down. 2 players dead for eUnited. Now Powerz is all by his lonesome here. He's going to throw that flash, try to buy as much time as he can before he has to dash. He's full red. He's about to be down. He's dead. Going to be up to the next player from eUnited. They are 31 seconds away. Good rotation back into this. Team Queso's not out of it just yet.
I don't know, man. Things might get a little rough for eUnited, Colin. If Team Queso gets the majority of these points, it's going to be off that next rotation, though. This hill is nice to watch. eUnited, any points they get is kind of bonus for them, but next hill is where the focus needs to be. Powerz does get the in-bar, though. That's going to be huge for eUnited's perspective, especially now if they're trying to lock in that backside. You can already tell where Team Queso is wanting to go. They're just going to full send it straight forward. This is going to give the opportunity for Powerz to hit some beautiful shots. That's a body. That's another body. He needs a bit of a heady here. No one's getting the finish, and Exclusive is just pure aggression. Well done from him. Kenny, though, comes out of nowhere and hits a beautiful nade. That's going to stop Team Queso in their tracks. That push could have been a lot worse for eUnited if it wasn't for Kenny.
Big shot there. They're going to have a chance. It's going to be a chance for them to pull up into this next fight. Demise gets another shot there under ReZiK. That kill. So they solidify the close respawn. Powerz almost hits that little interruption strafe shot. Basically tries to roadie straight from one cover to the next and interrupts it there in the middle. Flies at the player head down. Big shot out by TJ. They realize they got to pick a target here. They get the down on Exclusive. Sleeper down to the front, but the shot grenade gets enough of a shock and enough of a stun to stop the initial revive. That could have been bad news bears if they'd have gotten either of those kills. TJ almost runs into the electrified fence again by that shot grenade, but he turns it around and he makes everybody pay for it.
Well done from eUnited. That should basically put the final nail in the coffin as far as I'm concerned. Team Queso's got one more attempt to go for the retake, but even so, they're really skating on thin ice, right, Colin? Because the lead from eUnited is just so close to 300. It's going to be very difficult for Team Queso to win this at this point. Cristalize, though, does get a touch to keep the hill contested, not for long. He's going to be finished off. That's 3 now gone out of the way, and the final few points will tick down 300 to 222. And the last 2 maps have been won from eUnited. They force a game 5, and that chance that Team Queso had to clean the series up 3-0 or 3-1 is now gone.
Finish it off. We have to move over to that eUnited Team Queso game quickly, though, because that is a map number 5, and they're up 4-0. So eUnited looking to finish it off here on map 5, solidify themselves in the finals for back-to-back weeks. But against who? Oxygen or Rebel? We'll find out in their own map 5 on execution. But let's see here. Flash grenade out. Powerz holding the Lancer out, trying to allow himself a lot of easy damage on that first player. Gets the kill cleanup. Now it's 4v3 on the map. Extra flank coming through. Demise is answered early. 2v2. Cristalize full red. Grab shot by Kenny gets the down. Forkbow out
should be
by ReZiK. ReZiK needs to find a pick right there. Doesn't find a pick, so it's 3v1. This should be all she said and done. 5-0. They are 1 round away from a 6-0 and 1 round away from finding themselves back in the grand finals of the Pro League Qualifier Tournament, week number 2.
Just wanted to point out shocks on this map, ladies and gentlemen, huge. Shocks on this map are massive, especially for that courtyard fight. The other thing I wanted to say, Team Queso, I know you didn't fight this hard to get 6-0'd on the final map, game 5, to solidify your spot in grand finals. Come on, my guys, win a couple of rounds. I know you can do it. Giving up that torque one's going to be tough. Well, look at those shots. It's over. It is over, Colin.
Down, down, down they go. Where they stop, nobody knows. Cristalize and Sleeafer.
Hey, man, that's a 6. Colin, hey, that's a 6-0, man. By the way, 15 assists from TJ?
He didn't die.
Yeah, he didn't die, but he also got 15 assists. Both of those are impressive.
Yo, poor ReZiK exclusive out here. Like, hey man, you had no faith in us. You didn't think we could pull that thing off in round 6? You didn't think we could get them 4 kills? Come on now.
I mean,
well,
shocks,
Sleeper did have 0 kills. He did have 0 positive points up to that point.